What's up, guys? It's Young Men's Daily Red Pill. We have a very important topic to talk about today because it applies to whether you're in middle school and you're about to be in high school, or you're high school about to be in college. It's the whole college hookup culture, all right? What does that mean? And I have a feeling that you clicked on this video expecting me to talk about how the college hookup culture is so prevalent and it's getting worse and it's getting more and more out of control and out of hand. And I'm here to tell you my answer based on my experiences, and I'll share a few, will be different than what you originally thought most likely this video would be about. Because I feel like a lot of times men get demonized and are constantly labeled as offenders and violators or creeps on college campuses, and that's all we look for is just hooking up. And with the whole Me Too movement, all these different things going on, it's simply not true, all right? It's simply not the case that there's a lot of predatory men out there. The media will tell you there is. The media will tell you men are out here at these college parties looking to do all these different things, this and that. And I would actually say it's more so the women go out and find certain types of groups of men attractive, and those types of men which happen to be really good at hookup culture and they've been in the game for a while. Those men are the ones that are really hooking up with these chicks, all right? It's a select few type of men that make these other men deemed predators or creeps, all right? Because if she deems one type of good-looking man, women in general, they'll deem a certain type of good-looking man as not a creep or hot, all right? But if maybe you're below average in looks, below average in height or whatever it is, and you come across as kind of a creeper, she will label you as a creep and an offender, all right? So it doesn't matter how you think hookup culture is. I'm here to explain it because I've been in hookup culture or around it for a long time, all right? I've been in it since high school. So I'm here to explain to you exactly how it's broken down based on my experiences, and it might shock you, all right? I think this video is going to be a little eye-opening for a lot of people. And it's also going to be informative because what you hear on the news and the media and Netflix, all these different things, it's really not what goes down on college campuses. And I'm going to explain to you why. Let's talk about it. So before I share with you some of my personal experiences within college hookup culture, I'm going to explain to you some statistics that I found on the internet that are backed by research. And they're actually evidence, all right? So it's not like I'm just pulling this out of thin air. This has been proven. I will link these in the description if you want to read these articles. It's very informative. So research from Harvard's Graduate School of Education shows that kids overestimate the number of their peers who are actually hooking up. Fewer than 10% of college-age students report having had 4 or more partners in the previous year. When given the choice of a Friday night activity, only 16% of the respondents chose an option related to casual intimacy. The remaining teens and young adults, which is 84%, reported either wanting to have intimacy in a serious relationship or to choose an option that did not involve intimacy at all right? So I feel like this statistic is extremely important because a lot of times, like I said before in the intro, the media will portray men as always getting down, constantly hooking up, this, that, and the other. But why at the same time, when all this is being portrayed, we see the rise in men going their own way and men just completely stepping out of the whole dating and relationship scene because men are wising up, all right? A lot of men can hook up, but a lot of men are not going to hook up with today's modern woman. All right, and I'll tell you why. There's a whole bunch of different reasons, but to break it down the best of my abilities, it's because women have their standards way out of proportion, and what they're expecting from a man in their age range cannot provide that to them. All right, they're always looking to monkey branch through hypergamy. So if a man's 20 years old and he's trying to hook up with another 20-year-old chick, well, she's going to want to see some type of potential in him and some type of alpha characteristics and qualities of leadership because that's what women look for. And when you're 20 years old, you usually don't have a lot of money. You don't have your own place yet. You maybe don't even have a car or anything like that. So and with the rise of social media and everything, it's easy for that 20-year-old chick that you're talking to have access to more and more men that are older and have more established than you, okay? And with more establishment, with more life experiences, comes they're better in the bed as well, all right? That's the honest to God truth. They're better in the bed. They know what women want to hear in order to get them into a compromising situation or a situation that leads to intimacy. And a lot of men don't know how to do that in an early age, so it takes years of practice. There's very few men that really are good at seducing women without years of practice, okay? Unless you've been kind of a select male and you've had that happen to you over and over since an early age, you won't necessarily have the skill set to be really good at verbally seducing women. So I found two charts that I wanted to pull up and talk about related to this topic. And the first chart we'll talk about is college students' activities between the year 2000 and 2018. And we can see that their intimacy activity has actually steadily declined, all right? This is what I talk about. A lot of men are going their own way. A lot of men are no longer, and I believe it has a lot to do with the fact that we don't have that connection as well, based because of social media and all these different things. A lot of people don't have really good communication skills in general, and it's easier to just swipe right on an app. And when you swipe constantly on an app, your chances of actually being able to you have to be extremely verbal to be on those apps. So if you're constantly on these apps, swiping right, swiping left, you're not actually in front of that person, so they can only base you off of your looks, which is why I tell you guys, looks is number one right now, all right? Looks and status is number one and number two because of everything that's being on social media, all right? So if you decide to talk to women just solely on social media, yeah, looks is definitely gonna be number one, even approaching in person, because you don't have a chance to portray your game or anything else. If they don't find you attractive, they'll stop you right there. You won't even get a foot in the door. And then we have a chart underneath that says high schoolers' activities between 1991 and 2017. And once again, we can see the decrease. And the line underneath that is the currently active partners that are intimate, all right? So we can see that it's steadily declining drastically. It was like 55% in 1990, and now it's basically been cut in half, all right? So college age hookup culture. I'm gonna go back to the question that I was originally asked. If you have a question, you want me to answer it, be sure to email me at youngmensdailyredpill@gmail.com. Thought I'd throw that out there right now. So I'm gonna go back to the original question. College age hookup culture, it's not really existent to the average man, all right? I'm gonna be honest, it's not existent. A lot of men go through college without any experience or partners, and a lot of men go through college with just one partner or one relationship and one girlfriend. And there's nothing wrong with that, all right? There's nothing wrong with that. Don't let anyone shame you for it. However, there is a select group of men that has status on high school campuses, whether they run frats, whether they're event management leadership, or they're on sports teams. And I played basketball in college. And I understand, I'll tell you this right now, we have access to all the women on campus, all right? If you are in a leadership type of role that has status on campus, that shows higher value compared to everyone else, you in that high status role are able to bag all the women on campus, okay? You're able to at least have access to them. And this is the hard truth. So a lot of these women, they say like, oh, I'm not really hooking up, and hookup culture might seem dead to you on the outside, but trust and believe, they're sleeping around with the top select men on that campus, all right? And those men are getting all different types of women coming in because they have status, okay? That's the truth. And it's a hard pill for a lot of men to swallow, because a lot of men don't want to think that that's the case, and they want to think that every man is in the same boat as them. No, unfortunately, that's not true. Women will give it up to the men that have status on the campus, all right? And being an athlete is a huge bonus, because I got to see firsthand female nature, all right, all the time. I got to see girls coming to the apartments after games. I got to see girls on the bus after the games. All these different scenarios, not just with me, with other players and other teammates. And that was a red pill in itself, all right? I saw how easily that team managers and water girls or whatever would just be for the team, just so to speak, to put it in a clean way. They would be down for the team. And they wouldn't be like this if we didn't have that status, if we weren't portrayed as high value on campus, okay? So next time that you hear like college hookup culture is rampant, out of control, and a lot of people are getting down, a lot of people are doing this, doing that. Not really, all right? Not really. It's only a select few type of men that are having access to all these women, which might seem like it's not a lot because you're not seeing it, because you might not be in that type of group, but trust and believe, they're getting down, and women are willing to give it up to these men that have high status on campuses, all right? Don't let them fool you and think that they're not. They are, okay? It's just the nature of the beast, man. It's just the nature of female nature, and a lot of people, and a lot of guys especially, have to come to terms with this, all right? That fairy tale you believed in, that she wanted a good guy and she's holding herself out for you. She's holding herself out for you because she believes you have potential to provide for her. That athlete, that frat boy, he's a good, fun experience. He makes her emotions go like this, up and down, all right? It's that emotional roller coaster. And that's what turns her on. That's what gets her hot and heavy. She wants that experience. And she's going to try to shoot her shot with these athletes and these high-value men on campus until something sticks, all right? And she's going to try and try again. But usually the mindset of these athletes, because I've been around it for a while, their mindset is, I'm going to keep bagging these chicks and keep going through more and more women because I understand there's more and more women after them. And that's that abundance mindset that happens naturally, which is why athletes and all these guys get all these chicks, all right? Sometimes they end up simping and all this, and they're pretty big simps, honestly, because they've never had to practice that. But yeah, guys, that's what I want to talk about in this video. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, helping spread this message so more guys can wake up, and share the content. Love you guys. Have a blessed day. Until next time, it's Young Man's Daily Red Pill. I'm out of here.